Alright, so I'm going to show how to open up and disassemble this Acer Aspire VX5-591G. Alright, and then the model number N16C7. So there's a VX5-591G-75RM. That's the exact model specifications. Alright, so first thing you're going to do is take a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver and remove all the screws. You want to keep them in order because they can be different size, shape, and length. Alright, if the screws don't come out, I might have to use a magnet because they might have stripped out some of the pieces here. So let's see. Alright, that screw came out. The way I keep them in order is I put them in the pattern I remove them with the flat side down like this on my desk. Alright, so as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along that row. So I'll put 6 in a row, and then I'll go ahead and do the bottom of the middle row 4, and then this row 4 again. Alright. And that's how I keep them in order. So let's go ahead and take all these screws out. If my videos help you save money, please like, subscribe, and share my channel with others. And please consider contributing so that I can continue doing this for a living. Alright, I'm going to continue moving all these screws. It looks like these side corner ones, they hold in a lot stronger, so be careful if they get stuck in there not to fling them out all over the place. Okay, let me see if I can get that screw out with a magnet. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it kind of helps to have like a little magnet. Even though my screwdriver tip, I magnetized it, it's not strong enough, so I use the magnet directly a lot of the time to do that. All right, this one's missing a screw. Oh, if your computer's having issues turning on or something, they have this little battery reset hole here. You just use like a little needle and you can press on that button and you can actually reset the BIOS. I think it resets the BIOS, but sometimes it'll fix power or startup issues. Just get a needle or excuse me, a small paper clip and then unfold it and then use that to press and hold that button for about 10 to 15 seconds. And that usually will, if your computer has like a temporary short or something and it's not powering on, that can sometimes fix that issue. Alright, so let's continue taking all these screws out. Okay, once we got all those screws out, let's see, there's no CD drive on here. Okay, so next we're gonna see if we can pop off the cover here. So here you can see there's this little gap between the palm rest and the base. So I'm gonna open the screen a bit. You do, again, oh, that's just the wind outside. I thought the computer was spinning up. Okay, so you get your fingernails or a pry tool in this gap here. And then what I like to do is use my thumb on the back and I just pull it out like this as I kind of go around. And here you can see the cover is popping off. All right, the side edges might be a little more tricky. Let me see if I can keep this in view of the camera. I'm gonna close it up a little bit and then we're gonna go ahead and go around like this. Okay, and this edge, it kind of goes up along the side here. Okay, so it's a little bit different to pop that out, but just keep pulling up on the cover here while you kind of like, I just use my fingernail again to get in. You can use like a little pry tool, plastic pry tool or something. Okay, just like that, and there we go. Pop that out. Now that we got both, hopefully we can kind of just lift this and wiggle it, and there we go. So we got the whole bottom cover off. The customer said they're having wireless issues, so here I can see why. The wireless antennas aren't plugged in, so I don't know if they brought it to someone else and someone was taking this apart and didn't plug these things back in. There's like tape all over these connectors, which is really weird. Okay, so you got, I'm not going to take all the components out. I'm just going to reconnect the wireless antenna. If you want to see how to reassemble these kinds of things, you can watch my other videos where I kind of take everything out. I'll take out the RAM, but the rest, if I have to use a screwdriver or something, I'm going to leave it. So we got a 2.5-inch SATA SSD here. This looks like aftermarket, so this has this kind of connector. You would just grab this and then you can pull it up and it pops out. If you're going to work on anything screen related, you want to disconnect the battery and then open up the computer and press and hold the power button for 10 to 15 seconds just to be safe. If you want to be safe with other components, you can do that too, but usually it's not necessary if you're going to take out like the hard drive or the SSD or other components. All right, So this looks like it's a M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD. So there's one screw. When you take that out, you can lift it up slightly and then pull it out. It's just like the RAM. So let me show you with the RAM. There's this plastic piece on top. There's these two metal tabs here. You just pull those over to the side. The RAM will pop up. You can take that out, and there you go. This is 8 gig PC4 2400R. So if you want to upgrade your RAM, if you want to make sure it's compatible, get PC4 2400R, and then the storage amount isn't as important, so you can get 8 gig, 16 gig, whatever you can find. As long as it's PC4 2400R, it should be compatible. But if you want, you can experiment with other speeds of RAM. All right, to put it back, you put it at an angle like that, and then you plop it back down, click it into place. Okay, then you got the GPU, CPU, they're both soldered to the board. You got the fans, the fan connectors here and here. You got this connector here for the USB port, the audio jack, and the SD card slot. You can actually replace those. The DC jack is replaceable as well. It goes here, and it goes underneath this cable and plugs under there, so you would have to take that out. I flipped that latch up, and we're pulling this cable out. Here you can see the connector there. I'm going to leave this back in there. Okay, I don't want to mess with stuff too much because the only issue they're having is the wireless antenna issue. So then you got the CMOS or BIOS battery connector here. The battery goes along and connects right down there. You got the two speakers, and I'm not seeing where the connector goes. It's going... Okay, so the connector goes all the way over here, and then they both connect at this one point. All right, and what else here? I think that's pretty much it. You got the battery, all these kinds of connectors. So the battery one, you kind of just grab it and wiggle the wings to pull it out. Like if you watch my other videos, you just slowly keep wobbling it like that and it'll walk its way out. Same with all these. And then these kinds, they just have with the flat cables, they have these latches. As you saw, I flipped it up and pulled it out. So that's for this board. You got keyboard connector here, the latch is on this side. Then you got the keyboard backlight connector, latch this side. You got this, I believe this is the trackpad, latch is here. And then you got this connector that's going to the front LED board here. All right. Yep. And then you got the LCD, LVDS connector. These kinds, same thing. You just grab this and pull it up. A lot of times it's hard to pull with just this. So I usually get my fingernail underneath and pop the one of the sides up as well. But that's pretty much all there is in here to show. I am going to reconnect the wireless antennas real quick, and that should solve their issue. So the wireless antennas are here. They didn't really label these, but I'm going to assume the black wire is the main one because a lot of times that's how they do it. It looks like they kind of bent the tails of the antennas a little bit. Anyways, what you do, make sure you get it lined up 100% before you snap them down. All right, just like this. Oops. Okay, and whoever worked on this, they messed up the antennas a bit, so they're not like lined up right. But anyways, usually if you rub your finger over it, it stays in place. That's how you know it's lined up right, and then you can go ahead and pop it straight down. All right, do the same thing with the white wire. Just get it lined up. All right, you want to be careful. These connectors are really fragile, so if you try and force it down the wrong way, it doesn't take much force to bend the connector, and then you're not gonna be able to put those back in. So there we go. We got both the wireless antennas back in place. And yeah, let's go ahead and put the cover back on. Let's zoom out. Okay, so let's put the cover back in. Oh, and then that little hole I was talking about, it pushes this button here. It's like a big, this black square button. A lot of times it's like a little like plastic button, but this one they put like a nice little rubber cover over it. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. We're gonna snap this all back together. Just put the cover back on. You can go ahead and push the back side down first because that's the side that was removed last, and then work your way around back to the front. All right, you want to check, make sure everything looks lined up. Though the screws will push it back into place. All right, and let's put back the screws. That's pretty much all there is to this. Hopefully this video helped you guys. Hopefully with the hard drive and other stuff, you'll be able to figure it out. It's pretty standard, straightforward. If you're not sure how to do it from this video, just watch a bunch of my other videos and you'll learn how to take apart like 90% or more of all computers. All right, if you were to watch probably like 10 of my laptop repair videos, you'll probably be able to take apart more than 80% of most laptops just from kind of looking at them. You can kind of figure it out. And then, yeah, if you wanted to learn how to take apart like more than 95% or something, if you watch like a whole bunch of my videos, because some laptops, they do have weird designs. It's pretty rare. But yeah, some computers will have strange designs. Usually if there's screws on the bottom, then the design is pretty similar to every other one, and you can usually figure it out from that. Though sometimes people have a hard time figuring things out from kind of looking at, like for me, I can see where certain lines are in the computer and I can kind of figure it out. And worst case, if I can't, a lot of times I can find like parts, replacement parts, and then I'll look for pictures of those parts, and you can actually use the pictures of the parts to see where certain clips are, how it's being held together, if there's screws in it, if there's like melted plastic rivets or anything like that. But yeah, anyways, hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, please like, subscribe, share my channel with others. If this video helped you save money, or if you just really appreciate what I'm doing, if you can throw a little contribution my way to the channel, this will help me continue to do what I'm doing, and it'll also make it more enjoyable for me to see that other people really appreciate it. Alright, anyways, you're welcome to stay as I put back the rest of the screws, but that's pretty much it. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. There we go. Alright, let's drop this. See you guys later. Bye.